it'd be when they're saying, hey, I'm one of the boys, and you're not one of the boys. And Lex, like myself sometimes, rode by himself.
Is that why you think the Lex Express whole gimmick didn't really get as popular as it could have, because he didn't have that passion towards the fans and just...
No, I don't think that would stop a gimmick. I don't think that would stop. I don't think the fans could really, say that Lex didn't like the fans. I just think that was a stupid. And then too, not only was it stupid, I think even Lex think it was stupid. And I think all the boys hated wearing those Lex Express things on their wrists. But again, too, like we were talking earlier today at lunch, that's the beginning of the WBF. Okay, and if you remember, I can't remember, maybe you can correct me. I think, talking to Lex, I think Lex really wanted to be more of the WBF. He wanted to be more a bodybuilder than he did the wrestling at that time.
Yeah, I think he was initially signed to the WBF because he had a no-compete clause with WCW, so he couldn't even wrestle for years, but then he had that accident. So,
the accident too. But
so that derailed the WBF, and I think he was already out of business by the time he.
Yeah, and then too, that whole thing. I just think again it was bad timing. He really came in when the business was really on a downhill skid, and then Vince had taken those other business adventures, and everybody was playing so hard trying to play catch up. And then I just think that was a horrible game.
You had matches with Sting and Lex Luger after Long took over. Any thoughts on those matches?
Yeah, I didn't like them. Anyway, I had worked with the guy. And I think they both get egotistical. But they liked him. I worked with him, but I wasn't going to just be all that cooperative with him. I wasn't.
A lot of people told us that Luger didn't really like to be hit hard or anything in the ring like that.
I didn't give a shit. He come on in here, slip in my Slim Jim. Everybody got face of Fiddler, He was very, he didn't like all that. That's why I feel like about him like a villain, He didn't want to. We's all earning our money. He's living the life the way we want to live, and he's got to take it too.
I started working with Luger, I guess, at one point during your baby time. He mentioned in his foreword to your book that he didn't like you at first. Obviously, you guys ended up becoming very close. Other wrestlers we've talked to say that he's almost was comically vain at times. What was it like working with him? And I guess you traveled with him at certain points too, so I'm just wondering your thoughts on him.
Yeah, no, it is. My joke is eventually, he and I did become pretty good friends, and I like to say I was one of the few guys who actually liked Lex Luger back in those days. Between he and I, and he and Sting, Sting and I were probably the only two guys that really, I would say for the most part, liked Lex. See, and part of the reason a lot of guys didn't like him was had a lot to do with his arrogance. He's very witty, so kind of like Arn, to see him and Arn joust was always an entertaining thing in the dressing room, because they could really go at it with one another, and are both pretty quick-witted, so they could come up with some things. But Lex, to his own admission back then, if he could make a person feel 2 inches tall, he was going to do that just because he felt he could. And so, yeah, I mean, I just befriended him. Even when we were working heel and babyface, thought we had some good chemistry together, and made for some good matches. And then once we became friends outside the ring, it just took it to
to a whole nother level.
I read kind of a funny story about a rib that Owen Hart played on Lex Luger in a match. Could you tell that story?
Oh yeah, we were in Manila, in the Philippines. Yeah, and we did 3 nights in the same building. Oh, it was so hot. But catering, or I guess whoever, they left. They had a big table.
We know you to join.
Fruit baskets and stuff. And then they had
Don't be
coffee
afraid.
over here and then this and that. And
shoot, I beat a survivor 2 nights ago.
It was Owen Hart and Yokozuna.
We can take this one too.
Lex Luger and Davey Boy. That was the tag team. And
all right, baby, let's do it.
First of all,
let's do
Owen
it, baby.
packed his tights with a bunch of like hot, rotted fruit that was left over, watermelons, things like that, and also coffee grounds. I think he had in there. And he had this stuff packed in a certain place in his tights. And at one point in the match, he did this thing where he had, I guess it was kind of like a camel clutch maneuver, where he had Lex Luger stretched out and in a chin lock. And what he did is he reached in and he grabbed this fruit and the coffee and he smeared it in Lex's face. Yeah, and these people the crowd had no clue what was going on. They didn't know. I mean, this is the Philippines. So they didn't even know how to react. They were just sitting there stunned, like, what's going on? And then another thing, in the opposite tag teams, you had Owen Hart on this tag team, and you had David Boy in this tag team. And they were in cahoots to with Lex Luger as well, where they would do a spot where Davey would come in the ring and fire up on Owen, boom, 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 and he would press Owen up, boom, and he'd slam him, right? As part of the spot, they would switch out and Lex would come in, and what was supposed to happen is he was supposed to press Owen up as well and look strong, and Owen would completely just sandbag him. So he couldn't even press Owen, Lex couldn't even press Owen with his head. And he just kind of fell, he dropped him, and Lex was just like dejected. And Owen just said, get out, get out. He threw him out of the ring. He said, get out of the ring. So Lex was just like, you know, it's, this is an interesting story too, because talk about like some of the stuff with me and Bret Hart where I think he was winding me up. I heard a conversation in a minivan. It was me and Bret and Owen and Davey. And I remember Davey talking to Bret about like ways that he was winding up Lex Luger and getting him frustrated. And Lex ended up leaving the company. And I think he took, in some strange way, Davey took a little bit of pride in the fact that he wound up Lex to the point that he got pissed off about the money and the work and his spot, and that's it. He got out of there and he went to Texas.
Sounds like a lot like
we'll get him.
Exactly right.
We all gonna get some.
They train, they stories. We go in the gym one day, and we're there. He's 280, and he is just enormous. And I'm walking, I was in her Bagwell still, and he's walking around one. He owns the gym we're training at, by the way, which is the best gym
so the guy
in the
decides
world.
to quit.
And he's like,
quit.
We're getting ready to work out. I got my weight on for 30 minutes because I was as smart as I was in the back with training with Lex Luger, man. You kidding? Just sit down and shut up. So, he came out, and I said, that guy's tight. That is tight. It's that kind of tight. That was kind of carpet thing. And Lex looks over at him and he goes, he's too short. I said, Lex, easy, bro. I'm not exactly a skyscraper here. And he went, you accept it. That's the Lex Luger. I know. That's the whole package. That's the total package. When I see him read that now, it goes drifting apart. I try to go with him on his being nice and doing the Christian thing and all that, but he really was just the total package. He was. I mean, I think nobody saw my on TV. Nobody. He was the first body, real full-fledged, head-to-toe bodybuild body that was on television ever. And then we all kind of learned it and got lean and started getting carved out. And Scotty got real in shape and all that, but it's hard, though. It's hard. It's really hard to seem like that. But every time I see him, he's got a smile on his face. Dude, I love him to death. Love him so much. We've got, I mean, him driving, me as a passenger, loves the back seat. That was 3 or 4 years. I mean, I'm the one that was with him when he said, hey, first shot, get it cleared up with Macho. I said, yes. Now, you're in Chicago, Illinois. I watched him do it. I watched him do it in Chicago, Illinois. He wanted to do it in his basic, told the truth, which is what I do on everything I do, including this interview.
That's his statement.
And he said, he said, I'm in love with Liz. You guys ain't together, and do you mind, you know? And, so that was cool that they made me not so bad. But Lex was so married. So that was all one story. He lived through and Liz dying and the boys all through. To be every time I see and just
I bet there's just
happy scoundrel. And he stays busy all the way. He stays busy, bro.
I'm gonna just watch his crash and burn.
So it ain't like he can't get around. He's a little chip, but he gets around, brother. He is like Sliver. He's still the
And a lot of people have stories about Lex Luger. I guess if he was a bit of a dick backstage. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah. He didn't get along with very many people. I never saw him get along with anybody. I heard a lot of people talk that they didn't like him at all. He wasn't any kind of talent in that ring whatsoever. I had a few matches with him, and the safest thing to do with him was let him put me in a headlock, and I told him just hold on, because he had 2 left feet, 2 left hands. He was the most uncoordinated person in the ring, and they gave him a big push because of his look. He had a fantastic look, but as far as talent and ability, he had none.
Did you ever wrestle Lex Luger?
Yes, I did. I wrestled him also, yeah. It's kind of funny when I wrestled Lex. This big, back in the day when he used to look like, and he's begging me back there, take it easy on me, man, take it easy on me. And I'm thinking, these guys, man, this guy is towering over me, and he's telling me to take it easy on him out there. Yeah, I did wrestle.
Played on Lex Luger in a match. Could you tell that story?
I did. I wrestled him also, yeah. It's kind of funny when I wrestled Lex. He's big. Yeah, back in the day when he used to look like.
Yeah, but when he gets hurt, he used to scream a lot. That's probably why you couldn't take it.
And I'm thinking, this guy's, man, this guy is towering over me, and he's telling me to take it easy on him out there. Yeah, I did that.
He would have shot me in the back.
How do you find him backstage? He's one of the guys that was known to not be
he wasn't very friendly, and especially with the kids. I witnessed some things with him. Now that's just double playing. I remember him with signing autographs at Disney World. Kids, man, at Disney World. Are you kidding?
Come on, what's wrong with you?
Brush them off. You know, call them names and keep walking. I remember seeing that one. I walked up behind that to the group. Hey, kid. Hey, Pickle Fitness. You know, and they forgot about that. So I just kind of covered it up a little bit. I was friendly to pictures and signs and autographs. And it was a lot of fun. Disney World was a whole different world for me. And a lot of fans were there. And I believe we keep treating the fans good. And I love it. They're the ones who gave me my career.
Did you ever find out why Brody pulled that stunt with Luger in Florida?
You know, that was my first night to book, but I was still finishing up in Pensacola. And Frank and I were friends. And I said, Frank, why? He said, because the guy doesn't have a clue. He said, I could have done two things. Either embarrass him or beat him up. He said, I didn't want to beat him up. And that's why he did it. And you got to remember, if you look at the tape, Luger used to, and this is not knocking Lex because I said, I told you how I feel about him. But when he first started, he was like a rock and sock'em robot, you know what I mean? And Frank would hit him, and it wasn't done intentionally, but he didn't know how to sell him. And then you see Frank whacking him a couple of times in the back of him, grabbing him in the back of the neck, boom, boom, and Luger backing up, and now it's getting to be stinky. And, but in some ways it works. We're still talking about it 30 years later, right?
Yeah, it's one of the most things that Lex Luger is asked about. Random, probably house show, Lakeland, some fan tapes.
Yeah, and he always says, I had a family.
He also alleges that he made up with him after there was discussions in the dressing room, but he's a good guy, so I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, I think they did. Frank was, if you had a problem with Frank, he would tell you. And Frank was smart enough this way. Bruiser was a businessman. If Frank had beaten up Luger, he knew that Luger was going to get shoved by everybody. He knew that if he beat up Luger, the St. Louis thing may dry up. He may not be able to go to New York because of the relationship Eddie had. But Frank was just about starting in Florida. He was, Frank Goodish out of Texas. So I think Frank was a great businessman.
And you mentioned in your book that Lex Luger wasn't always the easiest to deal with in WWE. You still feel that way, or?
Answer yes. But it never became personal with me. I just had a job to do. And everybody's personalities were different. Some guys realized that they were in the right place at the right time and were thankful for the opportunity that they had. Other guys maybe had an inflated sense of their self-worth, and I had to deal with both sides to get accomplished what I needed to get accomplished. And Lex was Lex. And I got along with him, accomplished, it never became personal. And now, I see Lex from somebody who had an unbelievable body, now being physically reduced to being in a wheelchair, and it's sad. And I get absolutely no personal satisfaction from that. I still love the business and love the people in it, and I don't rejoice at successes of some guys or celebrate failures of some guys too. And now it is with me.
Do you think if he had put a greater effort into the Lex Express situation and the push that he was given, that it would have gotten over more as a babyface?
No. I think
No.
the best effort was put forward. It was a great idea. The resources were there. Lex was given an opportunity. The thing
I'm ready.
is,
What about
great
y'all?
opportunities. As a talent has a responsibility to recognize when an opportunity is given to them, take advantage of it, and run with it to the best of your ability. And at the end of the day, some guys flourish, and some guys have success, but maybe not at the level that you might have hoped for or anticipated you would get. Doesn't mean they're a bad person or not talented. That's the beauty of this business, that it's you recognize talent, give them opportunity, hope for the best, but you're not in total control. They have a part to play, and how much they're in sync with what you envision and how much effort they put into it. You know, they have to go to bed at night and think, you know, that I really do my best to give it my all. Could have been better if I tried harder. That's for them to answer, not me.
What made you actually switch? Because I understand you took a pay cut when you switched over to WCW.
I did. I was looking to actually renegotiate my contract with WB. It was just a business thing. So when your contract runs up to WB at the time, you had to give a 90-day notice. Didn't mean you were leaving. Just meant you wanted to redo your deal. You just didn't want to roll over. So I wanted to be able to do maybe some things in the fitness endeavor, because the money back then it was always good for me. But I thought maybe I could do some things outside of wrestling, workout wise, and make some extra money and do commercials. I didn't know, but I wanted to do the flexibility in my contract. So I gave my 90-day notice because I didn't normally do that. But Vince and I were negotiating through it. My 90-day contract ran out. But Vince and I had such a good personal relationship that we went on for months after that with the lawyers. It wasn't between this and the lawyer looking that out, the language in the contract. And it was kind of dragging out a little bit. And I just had a happen chance conversation with Sting. I didn't know that he started a new show. And I told him, and it came up a conversation that my contract was up and I was no longer in the time with WWE. He goes, wait a second. Sting on got almost like dropped the phone. You're working at WWE right now and you're not in the contract? I don't know, my contract. I gave you 90-day notice and expired a couple months back. He was like,
you want to live?
You're kidding. I don't know, so he called there and
you fucking wasted.
The rest is history. I ended up being a surprise guy and Monday Night Show in Minneapolis.
Damn.
Bruce told a different story, so I just wanted to get your opinion on that. He said that J.J. Dillon was continuously trying to get you to re-sign, and you kept saying you were going to and putting him off. And I guess that's why, in his opinion, J.J. may have had some heat with you after that. But
J.J. mentioned that to me. We're good friends now. We see each other quite often. I'm not aware of that. I did most of my negotiation with to a lawyer. So if JJ might have had a problem with what was going on in negotiation, because negotiation sometimes could be tenuous and frustrating.
Right.
I was so frustrated, but really the opportunity with a new show that I didn't even know about, Monday Night Show, came up all last minute.
Right.
I never planned. I totally planned on re-signing. I wasn't putting anybody off at all. I was planning re-signing with WWE.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because this podcast, I'm surprised you haven't heard about it, but it was all about you. They talked about your career for 70 minutes. I think I listened to it on the way down.
Oh, I got you. So everyone's perspective can be different, right? Yeah. AJ's when he might have been very frustrated with my attorney.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to get the right language in there. My attorney was not me. My attorney was the one guiding me.
Right.
It's just a business thing. But I definitely, I wasn't like leading anybody on and like negotiating with WWE. WCW. At the time, that all happened in a matter of like a couple of weeks. I went from thinking I was going to re-sign with WWE to walking out on Nitro in a matter of like a week and a half. It all happened. And I did that quick.
And you wrestled in New Brunswick, Canada the night before. Was that your last scheduled match, or was there other matches that WWE was expecting you to do?
Well, once again, I was not under contract.
Okay.
So I was on night-to-night basis anyways.
Right.
But one of the disappointing things was I wasn't able to give notice.
Yes.
That was part of the agreement that Eric Bischoff was the top. I came to WCW, Eric Bischoff, I heard, wasn't a big Lex Luger fan. So that's why he wanted to test what I told myself, my reputation of being kind of arrogant. So he kind of lowball and see he balked on the money. He really would like to come back here and work with us. I'm not saying you love him. He's just one of your best friends. But, and Eric, I said, man, I'd love to be a part of that and get to come back and give my best friend thing and get a new show going. So, and boy, it worked out good. But I definitely had great misgivings about Metsuru, the way he taught me wrestling. It wasn't a thing of real character and integrity that we were doing something you noticed. And if I had done it over again now, and it worked out really good with me with other stuff, I would have told Eric I would have to give notice and talk to Vince. And the stipulation was to just walk off his house show and the next night be in a ring with WCW. I would like to think I wouldn't do that. Now people realize behind the scenes, taking care of our family and taking the best opportunity I would have wanted to do with character and integrity. And Vince and I were close outside of the ring. So that was, even back then, I had a lot of turmoil over that, doing it that way.
What did you hear from the WWE side? Because obviously there was probably still pay that they owed you. You probably had some contact after. Did you hear any feedback to what happened?
Yeah, they said we're not going to pay you anything. So that was the feedback. You're with them now and you want the money soon.
I was a big fan of Lex Luger in WCW when he was WCW champion. In his first run in particular, I remember we got the Power Hour here in Canada. He would really wrestle on the Power Hour. You'd have to go and rent videos usually to see his big matches. From that time, when he came to WWE as the narcissist, liked him then. I was always more of a fan of the heels. Didn't mind his Mr. USA character. I remember when we went back to WCW, I thought that it was just amazing that he looked different in WWE and WCW. Seemed like he had a darker tan, longer hair in WCW. Just had a different look about him. I was always amazed at that. But I wanted to add myself into this compilation video about Lex Luger because there's some good and bad talk about him in this compilation video, but I don't know how he was in the 80s, 90s, but I can tell you in the time that I spent with him when I did my career interview with him, he is a very inspiring guy. All the hardships that he's had to endure in recent years and the positive attitude that he keeps is great to see. Many people that have gone through what he's gone through in his life would not be as happy and as positive minded as he is today. So when I went to do that interview with him, I wasn't sure what to expect. I had obviously heard other interviews with him where he seemed to have changed his ways, but I feel that Lex Luger is very sincere. We've all done bad things in our past, some to larger extents than others, but I think Lex Luger is a changed man now. I have all the respect in the world for him, and yes, I was a Lex Luger fan. The other last thing I'll mention about Luger is he was full of good advice for me as far as nutrition and weightlifting. I've met a lot of wrestlers that are a little bit more on the dick side and won't really be that interested in helping you out with advice, but he seemed to genuinely be more than happy to pass along advice to me. So nothing but respect for Lex Luger, and as I said, for the people that in this video that may have had bad experiences with him, I do believe he's a changed man. So all the best to the total package.
He was my favorite. I wanted look. Intermission to do some talking. Take a little intermission. It's not look, it's about to be lunchtime for me. Eat then come back. Shit, man.
Okay, I'm heading over there now. Coco, I'll give you a 3-second head start. Right now. Alright, so whenever I go, you're going to start counting? seconds. I'll give you like a 5-second insert. Okay. Probably 10. Hey, come here. We're stream this way. The long one. Okay. When the grenade explodes, go. Okay. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go. No, I went there. Wait. Hey, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna be on feet and give me like a head start. Already? With those grenades? Okay. Give me like a 30-second head start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You're not here, though. They got good past you. I was not even there yet. Look at you. I can't even see you right now. That's how far I am. Where you at? Did you leave? Oh, yeah, stop. There's no point in running anymore. Bro, I'm finna run you over.
Notice.
Right. Come on.
Notice.
Yeah, I did it though. Okay, calm down. If you try that, I have one to stop off the back. Oh, calm down. Listen, you have no other human time. Yo, you did that to your own car, so no good. Come get out. Look at that money. Yo, calm down. Calm down. God dang it, bro.
You will. No, I don't think
Yeah, that was good.
those in the truly. You want publicity.
No, I gotta get my airbrush on you now.
You want publicity. You just want publicity.
It's 47, I got no, Tony.
You just want publicity.
God, no, Tony, I'm good. Don't you know about if you see a guy in a van?
Alright. Yeah, this is my intermission.
That's what you're doing to Tony. Wait, that's your friend? No, Tony. No. God damn.
Lunchtime for me, motherfuckers.
Look at it. Do it again. Where you at? Oh, go fast. Oh. Bruh. Yo, God damn it, Tony. Yeah, dude. I wish you were in my phone. Me and you should have a back up. Yeah, go. Go back. Yeah, go over there. No, I don't want to get in your stupid van. Yeah, I don't want to get in your stupid van. Move. I said move. Yeah, go over there. I said move. I don't want you to go over there. You better move before you try to shoot me now. Try to shoot me now. Back up, fam. I told you to move. Oh my God, he ran me over. Bro, you didn't all I saw was you shoot the ray gun at him. I tried to, yeah, but it didn't work. Bro, kill the dude, I'll help you. Kill the dude and I'll help you. Hello, bro? Yo, kill this dude. Let me call him my identity. Hey, yo, is my car still there? That I brought? Oh, yeah. What are you guys at? Yeah, dude, you better leave because I ain't messing with you. Wait, you serious?
And how did you wind up in WCW that time? Like when you first came?
I was in WCW before the cowboy gimmick underneath the Brony guy. I wasn't even on a contract. Grand a week on a verbal commitment. And just floundering, not getting anywhere. My feeling about WCW was that your destiny was determined before you ever performed. Because if you made $750,000 a year, your contract was negotiated before you performed. So if you made $750,000 and I make $50,000, I'm never going to beat you.
Yeah.
I'm probably not even going to be in the same match. Even though some of those high paid guys weren't that over, and some of the lower paid guys were getting over with the people, that just you were pigeonholed into a certain position, and there was no advancement. And it's not that the blonde-haired guy was getting over it all down there.
Yeah.
But when I came back from Germany one tour, my then wife was pregnant, and I called Diamond Dallas Page, who had a good spot then, and said, Dally, man, I need a job. My wife's pregnant, I need a job. Because I was ready to quit wrestling. I was going to go work at Sears or something. Now I got a baby. I need money quick.
Yeah.
And so I called Dallas in there, and I said, you need somebody to stand next to you make you look smart. I said, you need the diamond stud.
Huh.
So Dally gave me the black hair gimmick, told me she had the mustache, she wanted me to have the Rob Lowe stubble, and it was even, our first TV was in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and we ate at a Waffle House right by the building, and we're checking out, paying our bill, and they had a little toothpick thing there, and Dallas went, toothpicks. She said, well, we both had toothpicks. Alright. So we're walking, and Dallas used to talk on the way to the ring, got a microphone, and we were doing this strip the stud gimmick, you know, try to tear away stuff on, we're looking for a valet for the stud, and blah, blah, blah. And, but Dallas was talking so much on the way to the ring, his toothpick fell out, and I still had mine. And I went to that camera and went, bang! And the toothpick thing went viral. But Dallas helped me so much. It drove me crazy, but he helped me a lot. Because as soon as I did that stud gimmick, the first time I was on TV, Pat Patterson called my house and said, Vince loves the new look.
Really? The first time?
He said, did you sign a contract? And I said, Pat, I didn't want to work for them. I said, I would have called your office every week for a year if I did. He said, I want to work for your office. He said, you signed a contract? I said, yeah, I just got back from Atlanta. I signed a 1-year contract. He said, well, don't worry, kid. In a year, you'll be able to tell me more about you.
Wow. All right. As far as Dallas Page goes, I mean, Dallas has told stories where he was ribbed a lot, like when he was in WCW. Do you remember him being ribbed a lot back then?
Yeah, I remember one time they had this dude, Firebreaker Chip, or something like that. And he was kind of a busted up dude. And he was kind of ribbing Dally in the locker room. And a lot of people give Dallas stuff because, see, Dallas, in my opinion, Dallas didn't grasp the fact that, to me, if you're an announcer, I always viewed that as being above the wrestlers. You know, if you got the headsets on, you're sitting there announcing, that's kind of being above the wrestler. But Dallas wanted to desperately wrestle. And so he started wrestling, and he was, you know, he was older than a lot of the guys, didn't have any experience, but he had a burning desire and stuff. And Dallas is Dallas, man. He's a kook, he's eccentric. I love him like a brother. But he will drive you crazy if you don't know him. And he's just so upbeat and so positive and talking and doing it. And some guys just, it's the nature of the business. Some guys are just mean, you know.
Yeah.
So one time the guy said something to Dallas, and I'll tell you what, Dallas face locked him and took him down on the floor. And from that minute on, all of a sudden everybody kind of went, whoa. Like, oh, Phil still is tougher than he looks. You know, like, I mean, a lot of the ribbing backed off then, but one time, I can't remember if it was in Charleston, West Virginia, or Morgantown, West Virginia, but we had a battle royal, and it was the managers were also in it. So Dallas was at that point still kind of managing the Diamond Stud, and Humperdinck was in it, and stuff like that. So before the match, everybody but Dallas knew that the Steiner brothers were going to strip Dallas naked in the ring. And Dallas is one of the guys who wear 3 or 4 pair of tights. Spandex, long ones, short ones, under tights, everything. And then that's when Dallas was with the Freebirds too. He was managing the Birds, he was managing me. But the thing so we get in the ring, and I'm not the first one. So I'm standing in the back watching with Grizzly Smith. He was the agent. And everybody, as soon as the thing starts, the people in Dallas managers and the Birds, Michael, everybody just turns around and everybody just starts wailing on Dallas. Just, I mean, some of them are live rounds, and they just start beating him down. And then the Steiners just swoop in and take him down, boom. And there's a big dog pile on him. Yeah. And next thing you know, it was one of the most amazing feats I've ever seen. Rick Steiner, you know, Robbie Rick Steiner.
I ain't got no grown ass man, a little shit.
Pulled on it. No grunt. And Spanish is pretty tough. Yeah. And he pulled on it, and just went till it exploded.
Get over it.
Wow. Now Dallas is butt-ass naked in the middle of the ring. The people go crazy. They are exploding. They're popping like crazy.
get over it.
Then the funniest thing, some people said it was more revolting than seeing Dallas naked was Pumpkin took his Bad Street shirt off and threw it to Dallas. A lot of people went, oh my God, whoa. I don't know what's worse, Hump with the shirt off or Dallas naked, but Hump gave a shirt, so Dallas is holding the shirt around like this, and Grizzly says, go get him. So I go get him. The one thing, see, me and Dallas would butt heads about is, to me, okay, I wouldn't want to be stripped naked in the ring, but if you are, you might as well go with it, right? I mean, you might as well go like, oh my God, and really, because the people were popping, but Dallas did it like, no big thing, you know? Like, if he would they would have still been popping today.
Yeah.
But he did, you know, if you want to sell, you know, but I think after that was kind of, because the way he took it, like, they went, wow, that's about
on the intermission right now.
Somebody, and you know what?
Taking
like, it was kind of initiation for him, I guess. You know, they ribbed him. He took it like a man. He didn't bitch. He didn't complain to the office. He didn't do anything. And then that time he face sucked that dude and took him down, everybody kind of went, leave him alone.
Yeah.
You know, he's all right. You know.
Wow. How about Jim Hurd? Remember about Jim Hurd?
He was one of the bosses or something, wasn't he?
Yeah.
See, I was so low on the tone pulled in, bro. I remember the name. I don't think I ever even saw the guy.
Like the white hair.
I mean, I kind of know him, but
okay.
Like, I never had any interaction with him. I was so low on a food chain that, you know, he wouldn't have had any reason to talk to me, you know.
No, when Ric Flair left and went to WWF at the time, he took the belt with him.
Right.
Some of the guys we talked to, they said they found it really disrespectful that Rick would take the belt, like it was almost hurting them by taking food out of their mouth.
When Flair took the belt up there, it wasn't that long after that I got to go to New York and be Razor. And Razor was getting a big push. And so they put me with Perfect. You know, Kurt Hennig was on disability, so he was retired, and he was in a great spot. He was an announcer. He already had the reputation as being a great wrestler. So he was on the kind of liaison between the boys in the office. He worked with Vince on the Superstar show as an announcer. He was with Heenan, he was with Flair, and they put me with those guys. So that's about as high as you can go on the heel totem pole at that time.
Yeah. So,
and I remember that now they did weeks and weeks of vignettes and Razor before they go in there, and my dreams are coming true. They're going to push the heck out of me, and I'm really happy about it because Kurt has helped me from the AWA days, and he's continuing to help me. Now he's telling me, you know, how to get over with Vince, what to do in the ring, no wasted motion. You know, don't just do something because you can. You know, don't just do a move to a guy because you can. And like he taught me, because back in those days there were squash matches. You know, you'd have a guy from the audience against a guy who was getting paid to wrestle. And Kurt said, don't go out there and hammer out a bunch of devastating moves because you got to wrestle for 4 or 5 minutes. He'd say, hit the guy with one thing and then just stand there and go, look at you now. Look at you. And I stole from Kurt to just pushing your toe on the guy and just go, look at you. You know, because you don't want to keep hitting the guy with devastating stuff because you're killing your stuff off.
Yeah.
So Kurt taught me that. He said, everything you do has to have a purpose. No wasted motion. Don't run around. Always act like you know what you're doing. You know, like we need a ring. He taught me that you can't afford to buy that kind of TV time. Like every time you're out there, it's a commercial for you. So take your time, look at the camera, move slowly. But then when you do something, do it explosively, then look around. Because Vince's cameras are slick. They ain't going to miss it. You know, they're going to catch it. You do something cool, it's going to be on TV. So he taught me that, but I remember that now I'm with Flair, Kurt, and Bobby Heenan. And so now, my first angle is going to be against Randy Savage, against Macho. It's Machismo against Macho. So, in Hershey, Pennsylvania, now they set it up by doing it in Wembley at SummerSlam. They injured Randy's leg. So the whole storyline now is Randy has an injured leg, Flair does a figure 4. They're going to take the strap off Savage and put it on Flair. Now, we're in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and the angle is supposed to be they're wrestling. At a certain point, I'm supposed to go, Savage is going to go to the floor. I'm going to come out. Vince wants me to kick him in the leg one time, throw him in. Flair's going to come to the figure 4. Randy's going to not give up, but pass out. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
So we're there, And I'll never forget this. I'm standing there waiting by the gorilla position because I'm gonna, you know, I have to go when I'm told to go. And I don't know if Vince did this to teach me a lesson or just because that's the way he felt. But they go out and they wrestle for about 10, 15 minutes, and he sends Heenan out. And he goes, go out there and get them back here. Because this is before live TV. And Heenan goes out, says something to him, they both come back to the back. And Vince reads in the right at, what the F is that? You look like two jabronis out there. I told you to work his leg from the beginning, blah, 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 blah. And I'm standing there going, whoa. That's Ric Flair and Randy Savage getting yelled at. What if I screw up? You know what I mean? I'm not sure the ink's dry on my contract yet. Holy cow. And he's yelling, these guys are major players. And so he sends them back out. And tells him work his leg from the beginning. The whole storyline is his leg is injured, work his leg, work his leg, work his leg. So Rick does. They send me out, I kick him in the leg, I roll him back in. Rick goes another 5 minutes before from the figure four. Vince is furious. By the time the thing airs, I kick him in the leg, roll him back in, he's in a figure four. But I remember when we're sitting in a little conference room talking about the meeting, talking about the thing with Flair and the belt, that's where this long rambling story is going, is that I remember kicking, when they're talking about doing it, because I didn't like Flair, because he was in control of my career when I was in WCW, and I didn't like the way he was treating me, you know? And so, and like at the same time, when you don't have anything, you have power. You know, raising that next dime, yes, I was afraid to say, fuck you, Flair. Yeah. Well, you need to fire me, shut go back to the strip club. And they're talking about doing the thing, because I've been talking to Kurt about, man, wait a minute, how do we know we can trust Flair? You're going to put Vince's belt on Flair? He ripped off, he took Atlanta's belt. Like, this is the guy who wants to carry your banner? I don't, because I didn't like Flair. So I didn't really want to play on his team. And I was about to tell Vince, you sure you trust this guy? Because he's the guy who fucked Turner Broadcasting. So I'm starting... And then Vince goes, is there any questions? And Kurt put his foot on mine and tapped me on the foot like, don't say anything. Because I was about to go, yeah, I got a question. You sure you can trust this guy? But Kurt gave me the office with his foot, so I didn't say anything. But that's my answer to you. I agree. I thought it was completely unprofessional and very wrong of Rick to take the belt. That's not the way Rick does business. Now, I don't know the backstory. Maybe they screwed Rick over and he felt the need to do that. I don't know Rick's side of it. I just know as a wrestler, that's the wrong thing to do. Like when we left, when me and Kev left Vince to go to WCW, we did jobs on the way out. We did jobs at Madison Square Garden. Nobody ever did jobs on the way out when they were hot out. You know what I mean? We didn't have to, but it was the right thing to do. We didn't want to screw the fans.
Yeah. In WCW, what do you remember about your matches with Brian Pillman when he was the Dirty Yellow Dog?
I never wrestled with the Dirty Yellow Dog because he was a babyface and I was a babyface.
Oh, okay. I thought you guys did wrestle some matches.
Well, maybe when I was a jabroni, like cowboy, like mustache guy, and then I don't think it's Diamond Stud I ever wrestled the Yellow Dog. Okay. Brian was really talented. Was getting a big push. You know, he was a good guy, good talent, and they liked him. Yeah. But like my career was I was so low on the food chain then that every once in a while I'd be thrown in a match, but I was so little consequence.
Brothers, get out of there.
I don't remember any of that stuff.
Oh, okay.
I know Brian did great. And actually that Yellow Dog thing was something that was ripped off that Barry Windham did in Florida.
That's right, yeah.
That's when it was done right. Yeah. When Barry did it, it was sweet.
Yeah. How did you come up with what was then the Diamond Death Drop, then later the Razor's Edge?
I just was trying to think of just a cool move. You know, actually, I think I stole it from Danny's Bible. Is that what Danny said?
I forget. I don't think he did.
I think because Danny had been working in Japan, and what Danny did was one time I saw people tie up for like that old style backbreaker like this, and I was just trying to think because I remember when I was sitting there thinking, how come I haven't made it? I think I got a good body. I think I can talk. I think I have a good enough look. Why aren't I successful when all the guys that started with were successful? So I started studying all the dudes who were on top and looking for the common denominator. Not so much like stealing their moves or anything like that, but what's the common denominator? Because I was a huge fan of guys like Jake and stuff, Jake the Snake. So I went, okay, you You got to have a look. Not everybody has to be a muscle guy, but you got to have your look.
Yeah.
You got to be able to talk. You got to have a couple of signature moves. You got to have a cool finish. That's it. That's what all the top guys had. You only need 3 or 4 moves. Like Jake had just a couple of moves. So all I had was, you know, I had sack of shit. You know, I actually started using that Razor's Edge Diamond Death Drop in Puerto Rico. I did it to Carlos Colon. Because that's where I just practiced. Because I went like this, and a lot of the guys in Puerto Rico were littler, and I was bigger than. So I just started practicing. And the first couple times I did it, man, I was landing on my elbows and stuff. You know, I didn't know what I was doing. I was dropping guys on their heads, but it was cool looking. I'll never forget the first time I did it, Bob, when in Atlanta, and Bob E went, man, that's a cool finish. I would want to take it, but it looks cool. And like that, what I call sack of shit, that they call it fall away slam or whatever. I was in the ring, I was working with Carlos Colon, and I said, duck the clothesline cross body. So I caught him, and, you know, gave him a sack of that. When I come back to the locker room, he goes, hey, amigo, what was that? He goes, you throw me like a sack of shit. And from that moment on, it became sack of shit. Like, I'm in the ring with dudes I know, I go, duck the clothesline, sack of shit. But I just kind of developed that stuff in Puerto Rico, because I really learned a lot in Puerto Rico about how to get over.
Wait, I ain't know you were.
You know, it's a real violent society. To get over, you gotta be a badass. You can't be a cartoon. You gotta be a serious heel. Because I didn't want to be a ha-ha heel. Like Chief J. Starmer used to say, too much ha-ha. Like, I didn't want to be a comedian, funny heel. I wanted to be like a serious badass. And so I learned a lot of that in Puerto Rico.
Now, you said you were talking to Pat Patterson while you were in WCW. How did you finally make the move?
Well, okay, now he tells me, don't worry, in a year you'll be able to tell you want a job. Of course, a year goes by, and then, you know, I still have to call, and I'm going, I said, screw it. I called Kurt, you know, I called Perfect. I said, man, if I'm destined to be a job guy in this business, then I would rather do it in the WWF, because I said, get me Barry Horowitz's job. Because Barry Horowitz had a baseball card. I mean, everybody who worked for Vince was a star. You know, Virgil was a star. Guys who did jobs were stars. Everybody was a star. Some guys were higher up, but everybody was a star. So I said, if I don't have it to be a main eventer, I still want to wrestle, because even the lowest paid wrestlers get paid, and I had no education. So I thought, this is what I want. I still want to do this for a living. If I have to be a bottom guy, I'd rather do it for the best company.
Yeah. So
I told Kurt, give me Barry Horowitz's job. One thing I noticed, I learned a lot when I was working, you know, for Vince and then working, you know, at WCW. Sometimes, and Larry's back there, he could probably echo on this, is that sometimes you need guys whose wrestling is entertaining enough that the announcers can talk about other matches. They can talk about angles while these guys perform. Because Booker sometimes used to complain, man, they only talk about something else during my match. And I said, you know why, Book? Because you're so athletic and your wrestling is so aesthetically pleasing to watch that they don't have to talk about your moves because they speak for themselves. And guys like that, and you know, like that's how Brett was. Brett could wrestle, and guys like Benoit and Chris Jericho, and guys who are technically really sound. They're wrestling, Eddie Guerrero. Their wrestling is pretty to watch. You know, it's pretty.
Yeah.
So you don't have to talk about every move they make. You can talk about it. And later on, Hogan will be wrestling Sting and blah, blah, blah. You can talk about the other angles during these matches. So Brett had that ability. You know, everything he did was crisp and you know, if I would have come, I would hire Brett. And I used to get in trouble in WCW for doing jobs for guys. Like, in fact, I wrestled Chris Jericho in the Spectrum in Philly, and it was leading into a match against Lex Luger and Howard Havoc, and Larry Briscoe was the referee, and Larry was announcing the night. So Bischoff told me to just go out there and squash Jericho, keep in with your finishes, square off with Zabisco, you know, get something to get you out and then roll out of the ring. So I went to Chris and said, Chris, how many times have you been in the Spectrum? He went, never. I said, I've been here 200 times. And Philly's a tough town. I mean, it's a great town, but I mean, they ain't gonna like Lionheart, Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
So I said, man, the only way we're going to get any kind of reaction is if you beat me. I said, think of some cool way to beat me out of my finish. Don't tell me later. Don't tell anyone. And if anybody says anything to you after the match, tell them it was Hall's idea, and I'll take it. So we did it, and Chris was smart. I picked him up like this for my finish. I kicked his feet off the turnbuckle, small package, me 1, 2, 3. Then I hammered him. Then I beat him on my finish. Then Larry came, we did the angle. I thought it was way better. And when I came back to the locker room, Bishop goes, didn't I tell you to go over? And I went, you didn't like it?
I'm back.
Yeah, but didn't I tell you to go over? I said, you tell me you didn't like what I just did? I'm not saying I didn't like it, because Bishop and me used to, we had a crazy relationship, but he said, I didn't say I didn't like it, but I thought I told you to go over. I said, man, I just thought my job was to make this segment as entertaining as I could. Yeah. Oh, just never mind. But I don't know, man. I think it's television. You're supposed to make it as exciting as you can. And if you have to, I felt the right thing to do that night in Philadelphia was for me to lose, to get a reaction, because I want my segment to be exciting and entertaining. And I already knew that I had Larry Zabrisco involved in it, which is a big deal. And I'm going into an angle against Lex Luger, who's a major babyface, and we're going into a pay-per-view, so I want my segment to be exciting. And I felt that was the right thing to do, I think I was, at that point in WCW, I was probably the highest paid job guy in the history of the business.
Wow. How did the whole jump to WCW come about, and what was Vince's reaction when you told him?
I remember going to Vince. I've been working there a while, and I knew my position, and I had no problem with it. Because I remember when I first started, Vince said to me, when I first started doing the ratings, Vince looked at me and said, you're going to make a lot of money. Thank you. And I said, Vince, I don't have to have the most, I just want a lot. And he, so I've been there 2 years, and my money was going up and up and up, and then it started to level off. And I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, I've been there a while, and I'm more than asset now. I'm bored. My merchandise sells. People, you can leave me late every night, and guess what? They can't raise it. And so I feel like I'm pretty valuable to the company. I'm a babyface who can do jobs and stay over. And so I asked for more money. I pulled this aside of TV one time and I asked him, hey, can I talk to them about my money? I said, is it? I see, because I learned this from Kurt, too, how to go about it. So I said, Vince, can I ask you something? I said, is there something that I can improve on?
All right.
Improve on my work? Something that I can do better in my interviews?
Time to go.
Make more money like the guys who preceded me? Dude, no, I'm absolutely, certainly pleased with your performance. Your interviews are fine. I said, I just don't understand why my money isn't going up. So the next thing I know, I'm summoned to Stanford to the office. And I had to set up a meeting, and they doubled me. J.J. Dillon and Vince sit there. And I always thought they're real slick when you go in the office, like they phone the secretary, okay, Ray's on the way in, so they flip all the posters over so that flip the posters, Ray's on the way, so all the takers, all the things that have Undertaker on, they flip them over to the Razor side. So, you walk in your office and your posters are everywhere. And they brought the secretary to write a few things and tell us a big thing of fan mail out. This is going to look at the effect you have on people all over the world, you touch their lives. And I said, Vince, I'm my kid said the wrestler.
Don't make me
change. I'm going to pay the wrestler. I'm never home. And Vince had a check on the table. I just glanced at it. He said, that's yours. Take it. Don't sign it. 3-year contract. Take it. That check's yours. It's yours today. Take it. 3-year contract. I said, Vince, I can't work your schedule. It was 2 years into. I said, I can't do 2. He said, tell me what you want. 1 year. I said, I won't think about it. I said, Vince, I said, how about, I said, I'm no mathematician, but I get my merchandise statements, and I said, if we move the debt a little bit over, I said, would my family really notice it? Because the whole family would notice. Well, I can do that. You get no.
Yeah.
Okay. I said, how much is it? I want to work for you. Let me have 4 or 5 weeks a year to go to Japan and get their money. See, it won't be your money, Vince. It'll be their money. See, because to Vince, before you went public, if you made more money, he made less the way you do, because it was coming out of his pocket.
Right.
So So I said, well, the fans' money, see, if they buy Razor merchandise, that's their money. Or let me go to Japan and get that Japanese money. No. As soon as I had you over there, heck, I need you here. So, okay. So Kid had been talking to Barry Bloom, this agent out
I'm ready for this shit.
And he represented Jesse Ventura. He never handled wrestlers before. He handled
we could have got a fourth
after
person
Jesse
still.
done wrestling, making movies. I was the first wrestler that he worked with. And Kid was talking to him, and Kid called me from his office. This Kid was kind of feeling out WCW. And I said, they're going to pay you how much? I said, find out how bad they want me. Because Vince had you so busy working that you didn't even think anybody else wanted you. You got to go to Target and sign autographs for free, and then drive 200 miles to the town and hope you're not late because you get yelled at.
Yeah.
You know, I was so busy working, I didn't even know that there was a demand for me. I just knew, God, I got to get to the town. Oh my God, I hope I'm not late. And so when I gave my notice, when I got the offer, I signed a letter of intent with WCW. And then I gave my 90-year. Vince's contract was a 1-year contract that rolled over. Every year it rolled over if you didn't get a 90-day written notice. Not that you're leaving, but you don't want the contract to roll over. So I sent a telegram, I sent a letter, we didn't cover all this. So then, as soon as I give my notice, I'm at some spot show in New Jersey. And Sean and Kev aren't there because they're doing public relations somewhere in Europe and their flights they're not there. So now Range is going to work twice. Tate was there. It was a medium-sized town. You know, it was a pretty good house. But now Sean and Kev aren't there. So now I'm going to work twice and Tate is going to work twice. We're trying to save the town. Tony Griffin must be like that. They're Russian called doctor. That means called the piss test doctor. Keep the squalor up in Toronto. So I go to call him. His wife says he's not home. I go back, I start putting my gear on. Maria goes, well, what are you doing? I start putting my gear on. The doctor's not there. He goes, well, they want you to leave the building.
Scared of them?
I said, now wait a minute, what about this chain of custody we have where this is all confidential? I said, you're telling me you know the results of this test before I do? I said, that sounds a little kabuki-ish. I said, how you know you're going to tell me I got diabetes or something? I said, you're telling me I'm dirty on a piss test?
I took your chain. You won't.
And plus, see, the piss test was 6 weeks old.
I'm claiming it.
Like, gee. Because as soon as I said that, as soon as he told me that, I said, I guess they got my notice. And Taker was sitting right next to me and said, God, look at this pushing out. Because it wasn't like I wanted to leave, but I didn't want my contract to roll over.
Right.
I wanted to say this. I'm really serious about that talk. Let's talk money. Seriously. I don't care if you give me a bell and pay for it a year now. Beat me every night. I want a fucking bill. And I don't know. Wouldn't do it, so I took the money.
Wow. Now, when you came in there, did they already kind of have the idea floating around about an NWO type of gimmick, or did...
And what happened so cool that after my accident was Kev's contract expired a week after mine, just because that's the way he came in. It wasn't structured that way or anything. That's just the way it happened. So which made it so cool for the angle down there. Yeah. Because I finished for Vince on a Sunday night match for Garden. I was on Nitro the next day. And it was Larry's idea to have me come to the audience and interrupt the match and talk. Wow. And not hit the ring and beat the guys up. Just walk in and grab the mic like you would if, you know, the boys know me. They could have beat me up. They're not supposed to. They're having a match, I just grab the mic and go, hey, and I start talking. And I just stopped wrestling. And people were, what? And it was so cool, and it was all Briscoe's idea, because Bischoff would have had me walk down the aisle. I came through the crowd, talked, did whatever he told me to do. Later, I told him I had a surprise for him next week. That's when Kev came. And the whole reason it worked was because people thought Vince sent us down there. People thought we still worked for Vince. That's why it worked.
Now, was Hogan originally going to be a part of the group, or how did that all come about?
Well, in Hulk's contract, he has creative control of his character. That means he doesn't have to do anything that he doesn't want to do, which is a cool thing to have. I didn't have it, but Hulk had it, and he can do it. So we're at the bash started. The pay-per-view's already started. Hulk is flying on a private jet from Cali to Daytona. So he's in the air and we can't get contact with him on the phone. We're not sure that he's going to do it. Because he's about for 5 years we get a year. We're not sure he wants to do it that way. He may not want to. But when he gets there, having seen the success that Kevin and I are having coming in, he's smart. And his career as a babyface started to decline a little bit. And he recognized that he was smart enough to know the only thing to do is turn. And it was the perfect time. And plus, see, we were New York guys, me and Kat. And we just, as far as people that we worked for Vince. Yeah. And there's no more identifiable New York guys at all. So it was like, oh my God. Vince said those guys, we know Hulk and Vince from way back. Those fuckers are going to take over Atlanta. That was the story. And it was Eric's idea. And Hulk agreed to do it, and Kev's finished that he did that night. And it worked.
What happened between you and Jerry Sags in WCW in Metro?
Well, one of the things that happened that started a lot of the grief was Kevin and I got paid real well when we came in. And a lot of guys who were there took pay cuts. And not because of us, and we didn't know anything about it. But some guys were making like $350 grand a year, and they came to us, and they were working. Back then, they didn't run house shows because they couldn't draw. And so they said, we can't give you $350, but we'll give you $300. So a lot of guys agreed. Apparently, the Nasty Boys agreed to take the pay cut. And when they bitched about it, the way I heard it was Terry Charles and Lena Hall and Ash gave them. So right away we got the heat. Right. And we get heat anyway. I get heat anyway. I don't care. You know, I like it. You know, but so we're heat seeking because we're obnoxiously happy. You know, we walk around smiling and happy because we get paid and it's everything. And so what happened was, and I've known them forever. I knew when they drove here at Brad Reagan's camp in Minneapolis. And I consider them good friends, and I still do. But it was, what happened was, when we were told to hit the ring, we're somewhere, and they're wrestling some Mexican wrestlers, and me and Kev are supposed to hit the ring and lay them out with chairs. So I always go first because I'm faster than Kev. So I slide in with the chair, I straddle one of the Mexican guys who's down, and I waffle Sags with the chair. And when I swing a chair, I swing it. To me, it's like, don't ask me to hit you with a gimmick because I'm going to hit you. I'd rather not do it or I'm going to do it, and I'll take it the same way. Right. I don't do the I send it. So I hit him. I didn't know that I'd potatoed him. He rolled out of the ring, and he had his back like this, and I thought he was feeding me. I almost hit him again from inside the ring to the floor because I thought he wanted another one. Because before we went out, I was like, make sure you lay it in. Lay it in. So,
oh, shit. I forgot about my
now he comes back, and he's got a big goose egg on his head. And he's like turning the corner, and I'm sitting there talking to Kevin. I said, "Oh, Kevin," I said, "I potatoed Sags, man." I said, "I am so happy," because I guess he was delirious, and I thought he was feeding me for a second one, but I didn't do it. And I said, "Man, I am so happy I didn't hit him again." I said, "I almost hit him again." I was kind of doing a nervous laugh. Mm-hmm. And at that moment, Sags turned the corner with a big goose egg, and he sees me and Kevin go, and he's thinking, they're taking my money, now they're taking liberties with me. They've got potatoed me on purpose, and he thinks it's funny. This is the way I perceive it, he perceived it, because I've known him a long time. And so then, now we're in some other town, we're in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, something like that. And it's Ming and Barbarian, Nasty Boys, and me and Kevin. And then like one of those cluster 6-man, maybe 3 tag team deals. Yeah. The finish is Kid, who wrestled earlier, is supposed to run down, throw us a gimmick, we're supposed to knock everybody out and keep the belts. Now Kid got injured, so he doesn't come down. So now it's time to go home, and there's no Kid. So we go, what is going on? Now it's really getting out of control. So the Nasty Boys start throwing furniture in the ring. So they throw, Sags goes stomping down the steps, throws a plastic chair in the ring, comes stomping back down the steps. Now I pick up the chair. You threw it in the ring, you dummy. So I pick it up. He comes walking in, looks right at me. I got the chair like this, and I did like Sabu does, like Kevin Sullivan does. It's a plastic chair. He's looking right at me. I think he's paying attention. So I push the chair at him like that, and it hits him, and it rattles, and people go, ooh. By this time now, Ming is hitting me, you know, because we're the heels, and now there are other two kids like David. So Ming's hitting me with working shots, and Sags is drilling live rounds. But see, he's stiff anyway. Yeah, I don't really think anything else. He's like, damn, whoa. And then Ming's hitting me with working, and he's like, damn, man, wow. Finally look at him, and I realize he's raging. He's mad. He's seriously mad. So I just pushed him away, like, what's your problem? And he knocked my tooth out. He lost a tooth, but he knocked it out in the fifth row. And it punctured my cheek, and then your mouth was so filled back here, that my face was like this, and instantly. So I turned back around, you know, now I'm on the line, so, you know, then finally get him out of the ring. I'm standing there, Kevin got the strap, I'm standing there, I turn around to Kevin, I go, Kevin, you got face on that stuff? He goes, what the F? And I said, it's Sag, man. Kevin goes, marches back in the locker, picks up Sting's baseball bat, and he goes, say the word, he's dead. And I said, Kev, he thinks he's lying. He thinks he's lying. Because he thought that I was taking liberties with him again. Because Kev was going to kill him. Kev walked in there and just swung the baseball bat right above his head. He said, you want to find out who's got strong around here? At first. And, you know, so I go to the hotel. We're all going to go out and party at Baton Rouge that night because it's a sweet little party town. All the Mexican boys, Ray Mysterio and Movie and Conan, they all come to my room with Kev. And I'm sitting there with this, and my face was sore, and I can't laugh because it hurts. And they all go, come on, let's go out and go streaming. You ain't going anywhere like this, you know. So Bischoff called my room that night. He goes, oh, not really happy. Oh my God. He goes, you know, he's fired. I'll fire him. He's doing. I said, man, I'll fire him. I've known him 20 years. He's got kids. I said, I don't want to work with him anymore. But I still fire him. And, you know, I think what happened was we ended up sitting at home for a long time and we got paid. Yeah. And I mean, I've seen him since then, you know, and it was just something that happened, you know. It wasn't, I didn't intend for that to happen to him. He intended to hurt me, which was wrong. I mean, the way I look at it is, if you had a problem with me, you should have fought me in the locker room. Don't hit me with live rounds in the ring when I'm giving you my body. I mean, I'm leaning my face out there, and he's hitting me with everything he has. And when you're supposed to be that mad, like you can lift their car off a baby and stuff, one thing I'm proud of, this dude's hitting me with everything he got.
That's it.
But
right now, I'm gone.
But that's what happened.
Did Roddy Piper